Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So after I record audio, we rested for a little bit. Monica ended up erasing some of the paperwork I gave her, and then there was a small earthquake. It really surprised the two of us. But yeah, there wasn't like any additional shaking. It was just a mild shaking, and that's it. Couldn't find anything about it on Twitter though. So I went back to work at 3:30. I unloaded the phone. I started editing the audio. More likely, I was shading while trying to remember to edit the audio. I ended up only editing like one file at the time. I ended up finishing the pages at 6, and I loaded them with text. And then I switched over to working on pages 5 and 6. I printed out the drafts for that in blue, and then I got off. We crushed a few bottles, and we left at 7 to get water. We went and came back from the water machine, and we got home at 8. And then Monica decided, because we were talking on the way there, she actually did want to get rid of some of the rice. So I'm like, okay, why did it take you this long to agree with me? But yeah, she ended up taking the bigger of the two rice containers that we have, and she left it in the community room. Last that I checked, it's still there. No one's taking it. So I don't know if anyone's going to take it. Somebody actually took the carrots. I figured that they were okay with it because the carrots were still sealed, but I'm not sure if anyone's going to take the rice because the rice isn't sealed. So all it is it's in our container, and she just gave away our container, and that's it. So I don't know about that. If it had been in its bag, I'm sure someone would have taken it quickly. So yeah, after that we spent the night talking because she wasn't tired, but I was tired. I went to bed sometime around I'm going to say 9:40. I really don't know. All I know is that it was past 8. So yeah, I assume I slept from 10 until 2. My eyes hurt, so I didn't get any REM. And I didn't want to get out of bed, but I ended up getting out of bed at 4:20 because I just couldn't go back to sleep. So then I went to work on pages 5 and 6, and I finished the audio. So I scanned the lineup for page 6 at 5:35, and then Monica got up at 6:40 right as I scanned page 5. And then I finished the audio at 7. And while I was working on assembling the pages, a neighbor sent that guy from yesterday over, and he was trying to get a hold of us. He kept knocking on the door and ringing the doorbell. And Monica was like, no, I'm not going to talk to him. So that went on for a few minutes, and then he left. And then I passed the page off to Monica at 7:12. So I got off and I compressed my video. I ended up brainstorming. The subject I was brainstorming today was the subject I mentioned in the last video about how Loris is supposed to get with the Hurricane Brigade and review what he feels about what happened to Fuir. So I'm like, I finally figured out where to put it. It's supposed to go after Loris and Shasta have a shower, and everyone's already eaten breakfast. So they talk about this, and then they go to the processing firm. So I'm trying to figure out if Flora and Simon should be in this scene because it's relevant to Simon, and I'm not really I could leave him out, but I would have to justify it later because it ends up with resulting in Flores letting the Hurricane Brigade members read what Dominic wrote about them. And I'm trying to figure out how Simon should feel if he's going to keep forgiving her for her, ness. You know what I mean? If he's going to keep forgiving her, because I can see him justifying that she wrote a bad thing about them because she was mad about the situation. I don't know. All I know is that we have to decide who's the bigger simp for Dominique, Simon or Philippe, because Philippe simped for her up until the point in which she talked back to him in volume, I think it's volume 10, the end of volume 10, I believe, or it's the beginning of volume, or is it the beginning of volume 10? I don't remember. Or is it 11? Oh, I have to go back and look at it. But yeah, he simps for her, but so is Simon. Simon simps for her too because he identifies with how she's feeling. So I don't know. I have to decide. I ended up going to Monica, and I was all like, okay, it's very cloudy right now. Do you think we should go to Walmart early? We're originally waiting for Thursday because Thursday was the coolest day of the week, but we ended up agreeing, well, it's really cloudy, and we should just go for the length of the cloudiness. So we stopped everything at 8, and then we got the fuck out of there because the bus that we wanted to catch was barely showing up in a few minutes, and we barely caught it a few seconds before it arrived. So we went to Walmart. I had one mission. I just really, really wanted to get the planner stickers that I saw for the school supplies section, but I also noticed they have new planner stickers in the stationery section, and I was really tempted to get it, but Monica ended up talking me out of it, so I'm kind of bummed out about that. Other than that, we ended up getting food. We're going to try black beans. We got like a small bag of it. I told her just to get a small bag and see if you like it, and if you don't like it, then we don't have to like get any more of it, because she was almost going to get 2 of them. What else did she get besides? She wanted to get fish, but all she did was just like observe the prices of the fish, and that's it. Because like she's not really like sure how to cook fish, and I'm really iffy about fish because they're usually like hunted. They're not farmed. If they were only farmed, I would feel like more confident about eating them. Because like the waters where they're hunted in are not necessarily clean waters, so they end up containing more than what they should be worth. Oh yeah, this is also the first time I actually left my bag with the front desk, because last time I tried, they told me I could keep it. So I ended up leaving my bag with the front desk lady. She gave me a sticker, and that sticker had a number, the adjacent number on the bag, so that way I can retrieve my bag later. The only member stickers that they have are specifically for the automobile, so they just use those. So my backpack was a car. Monica was done paying by the time that she joined me. I was still in line trying to get my get the bags. Okay, so we left. We had 2 issues with leaving. We went to the restroom randomly in the middle of our shopping trip, and I checked the time, and it said that the bus was coming in like 16, or technically it was coming in 18 minutes, but by the time Monica got out of the bathroom, it was like 16 minutes left. So I told her, like, the 482A is coming in like 16 minutes. We're not going to do you want to try to, get it? Because the next one comes in 40 something minutes. So she wanted to try to get it, but I told her no, it takes 13 minutes to walk from here to the corner. We're not going to make it in time. So she ended up deciding, okay, fine, we'll wait around for a little bit. And we did. We looked at some things. That's about the point in which she talked me out of getting the stickers, because like I ended up finding the stickers in the other stationery section. That made me have a hard time deciding which set I wanted to get. But I was thinking about leaving behind the school ones, because like those were specifically for school. I'm not in school. I don't need them. So in the end, I ended up leaving all of them, because she didn't really want me to buy stickers. And I'm like, it wasn't going to cost me that much. Each pack of stickers only cost like $2 to $3. So at most, it was going to be like at least $9 or $12. So yeah, other than that, I ended up, we ended up leaving like, I think we had like 20 something minutes left, but by the time that we arrived, we only had 5 minutes up until the bus showed up. So we didn't have to wait for very long. It was nice that we didn't have to put so much effort into hurrying to the stop to meet the bus though. So it was good timing. We got back at 10 exactly. And then I went back on and I played a few videos, and I worked on the script for chapter 112. I made it as far as Loris pointing out to Shasta and Marie that Pasha is an infinite, Pasha is an archive merchant. So I'm going to have to figure out how he explains, what he says specifically and how he explains it, because like I could either blow it open right now, or I could like generally describe it. I don't remember if Pasha ever brought this up in the past, so I probably should go back and reread that conversation. So yeah. I ended up seeing videos of that explosion in Lebanon. And I think the most terrifying part is not the smoke part, but the explosion part, when like all the what's it called, nitrate? Is that what they called it? Nitrate just goes off. Apparently, some of their officials died because the explosion happened in an area where some of the officials work. I can't remember what that guy did for the country specifically, but he died in the explosion. But yeah, I can't imagine who managed to survive. Someone said there was a film of somebody driving past the area, and like the explosion goes off, and most likely that guy's definitely dead. But like they're still trying to recover everybody who is local to the incident. So yeah. So they said that everybody from Cyprus could actually hear the explosion. Technically, it would be some of North Cyprus also, because like that's where Lebanon is. It's like it's on that side of it. Okay, so Monica ended up passing me back the pages at 10:50. I shaded it until 12. We ate lunch and then I got off at 12:46. We took a shower and now I'm recording audio. So this is what I need to do. I think I mostly just shaded through page 6. I have to do page 5. So, I haven't done it yet. I'll go back and do it like at least in like 2 hours. I'm gonna wait because like I've been on since 10. So I'm gonna wait until, at least like 2 or 3 to go back on and see if I can finish the pages. I also need to assemble pages 7 and 8 because they are scanned, but I just haven't, put the, extension scenes into them. I don't know if I have enough to cover what's happening. I might not actually. Other than that, what else is there? So from pages, I think 9 and forward, that's where Pasha starts to participate. And he needs to be drawn in some of the scenes. So I need to start, if I get a chance, I need to actually add him into it. Other than that, is that everything I could possibly think of to talk about? I can't think of anything else to bring up. I'm just like, so exhausted. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So after I record audio, we rested until 3 and then I resumed work on pages 5 and 6. We watched a couple of videos and then I completed the art at 5. I took a break. And then we decided to hit Vaughn's. We walked all the way down there. We got food, and then we took the bus home, and we got back at 6. Ate dinner, and then resumed work at 6:20. I finished and loaded the pages at 6:46, and then I uploaded my video. And as soon as the video was up, I ended up printing out pages 7 and 8 drafts at 7:30. So I got off right after, and then Monica got off at 7:50, and then we went to bed at 8. I slept from, I guess, around 9 or 10 until like 12, and then until like 4 from that point. So I went straight to work on pages 7 and 8. I specifically started with all the easy panels, and then I finished and scanned page 8 at 5:46. Monica got up at 6, and then I finished and scanned page 7 at 6:31. We ate breakfast, and I assembled and passed the pages off to Monica at like 7:01. So I resumed working on chapter 112 script until 8. I managed to get through all of the first scene. So I'm thinking about changing my mind about having the scene with Simon be the first scene in this chapter. I'm just gonna go straight to that scene now. So I need to take notes for the that scene via the 2 files I recorded for it, and I just like, I didn't have enough time, and I'm really upset about how my scheduling is like shit right now. The major problem is that because it takes me so long to just finish the pages, I'm usually left with not enough time to work on the script. And like, she gets done with these, black and white pages very quickly. So like, my best bet is to catch up with the scripts next week when we're doing the full color pages. But I'm also worried that because there's going to be so many characters in that, I'm probably going to be spending a lot of time on the line art for it. So like, I'm not really looking forward to that. Okay. Not to mention, like, I'm very behind with the pages I'm working on right now. They're not drawn. Pages 9 through 12 are not drawn. So I need to work on that most likely right now. So yeah, Monica also got off at 8 and we walked around for like 30 minutes. And the moment we stopped Monica's care coordinator call, we both forgot today was her appointment. So she talked to Monica for about like 12 minutes and then we went to sleep. I remember waking up sometime around 10, but I also felt too tired to get up. So I went back to sleep, and by the time I got back up, it was like 12:20. So we had to get up. So I scrambled to do pages 7 and 8. This is how I end up falling behind. Oh my God. So Monica made lunch while I was playing videos. I shaded up until it was time to eat. And then once I was done eating, I went back to shading. And I ended up stopping right now at like 3:11. So the whole time that I was doing that, Monica was also cooking the black beans that she bought. They're done. So we're going to eat them. I'm going to tell you how that's like when I get a chance to. Other than that, what I need to do now is when I get back on, I assume I'm going to go back on between like 4 or 5. I told Monica that at the speed that I'm working, I'm probably going to be up until 10 because like, I need to get the next set of pages done. I also want to try to get the line art done as fast as possible. What else is there? I also need to start preparing the next chapter. Oh my god, we're finally gonna be out of the night scenes. It's gonna be day finally. It's gonna take a while to switch over. Oh my god. After I did one set of pictures for the last chapter where it was supposed to be full color, and I felt like I didn't like the artwork as much because I don't have the ability to overshade it. I'm mostly just depending on how it looks, and the this a bit of overshading that I used for the top of the picture. I'm gonna have to change my method because like I developed a specific method to do night scenes that like I'm kind of like stuck in this new method. I feel like I finally perfected doing the night scenes. I've been doing the night scenes for a fucking year already. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to it, but I'm kind of not. I need to make references for all the characters that are going to be in this that I haven't already made references for, because Monica's going to need to color them in. I have no idea what to do with them at the moment. Other than that, yeah, we have like 2 more chapters left, and then we're going on break. I can't wait until we're on break. Ugh. I'm trying to get to chapter 115 by the end of this month, but I think I might be able to go a little bit further. I want to get as far after the scripts as possible before we're on break, because I won't be able to work on any more scripts on break. The best case scenario, I'll probably just be able to work on the scenarios, or just talking out the scenarios and what I want to have happen in the scenarios. And that's is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So after I record audio, I had to wait in order to try the black beans that we cooked because they were really, really hot. I forgot to strain them directly from the water. I just ate them as is. But by the time that I got to have them, I had them with a little bit of salt, and oh my god, they were great. Like the best beans I've ever had. Okay, so we walked around for 30 minutes. And then we stopped right when Monica got a phone call. I think the phone call was from like her insurance company or something like that. I can't remember. But yeah. So then after it was over, we ended up resting until 5, and I went back to work on the pages. I finished and loaded them at like 6:13, and then I went to work on pages 9 and 10. I printed out the drafts in blue at like 7, and then I got off. So like at that point, the neighbor came by one more time, just randomly ringing the doorbell, trying to get a hold of us. After that, and then we went to bed. I slept from 10 until like 4. I scrambled to get up and line art pages 9 and 10. And, I started with the easy panels. I managed to finish and scan page 10 at like 5:07, and then page 9 at 5:58, and then I assembled and passed the page out to Monica at like 6:30, and then I went straight to work on the notes for the next summary of the story. Monica came to join me at 6:50. She got to work at 7, and then I finished the notes at like 8, but I didn't get a chance to actually start changing it into script. So I don't know if I'm going to get everything to fit right now, because it's the scene where they show the woman who rented Fauna out, what happened to her. So I have to like figure out if I can cram everything together, but I'm going to just see how it goes. I'm just going to try. So yeah, Monica got off at like 8:30, and then we ended up hitting the bus, and we went straight to Staples. We ended up buying a new backpack because like from the 2 backpacks that we used, the second backpack is actually a backpack I bought like years ago. Oh my god, it's like, I'm gonna say like 20, like I know it was before we moved here, so like 2015 or 2014 around. I'm not really sure. We got it during school supply season. It was on clearance. So yeah. We ended up walking to Target, which is basically a block away, and we ended up getting, we tried to get those books that we kept saying we didn't want to get because they look exactly like the books from last year, but she's decided that she wanted them, and I'm like, fuck, it's probably already too late. So the good news is we managed to find one, the white one, but the black one wasn't there. All I had left was the blue one, so we decided, okay, later we're going to go to our micro Target to see if they have it. I'm not 100% sure if we can't find the black one, it's probably too late, but if they have it, we're going to get it. And she said that if they also have the blue one, she's thinking about getting that one too, because we had the pink one from last year. I'm not 100% sure we should get it though, but if she wants it, okay, we'll try. So yeah. So she also got a folder. The folder was the black one. And then we caught the bus home at like 11:30. After that, I retired my old backpack, and then I went back on and I scanned everything I was drawing for the entire time that we were on the bus. So I finished the last 2 pages of chapters 11 and 12 of this chapter. And then I started work on pages 2, 3, and 4 of the next chapter. I should really do page 1, but I have a bunch of individual panels that I stopped working because they were like really crowded pictures, and I wasn't really sure the best way to format everybody, so I just did all the easy stuff. After that, we ate lunch, and then I shaded until like 1:30. So I believe both pages are shaded. I'm not 100% sure. I'm probably talking out of my ass because I can't remember if I didn't shade both pages. But like, I know that at least one page is perfectly shaded, and the other one I'm not. I think I did it. I'm not really sure though. But yeah. So I got off. We took a break and we slept up until like 3:15. So I've been asleep for like an hour, 2 hours and a half, I think. I'm not sure. So she's restless. She wants to go out again. So we're gonna go to the Target. The 42A, which is the bus that comes down here. It only had 4 minutes until it showed up. So we're like, okay, let's catch the next one or whatever. So I figure we're gonna catch the next 42, the regular 42. So we're gonna hit Target and check. I'm trying to resist the urge to want to buy something that's food, because like a part of me feels a little bit unsatisfied with what we have. We still have beans. I can always have beans. I don't know. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I think that's virtually it. I guess I'm pretty much satisfied already then. So finish pages 9 and 10 tonight. Finish our print out pages 11 and 12. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get them done, but since we're leaving in a half an hour, I assume that I'm probably going to be home between 4 and 5. So that gives me up until like 7 or 8 to finish everything, because it's going to take me a while to do it. I have slept, so hopefully I'll be able to last. I normally wouldn't do this unless we were finishing the chapter, and then we're going to do full color pages next week. So, oh my god, I can't believe we're finally here. In the meanwhile, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So, after I record audio, we hit the Target and the Plaza over here. We ended up leaving sometime around like I guess it was 3:30. I didn't really check. Or maybe it was 4. And we ended up finding that they had all the books we were looking for. They had like, I think 2 or 3 of each. So we ended up getting the dark green one, even though that Monica didn't initially want that one. Maybe I should say dark teal. I don't know. Dark teal. So yeah. We also got fizzy water. And I'm not sure if it's going to give me a headache later. If it does, I'll end up reporting it, because the last time I had that headache, we were drinking the Target fizzy water. I didn't get a headache when we were drinking the LaCroix and the bubbly. We got those recently. But we actually prefer the flavors of the Target fizzy water. So like, I'm going to have to find out if it's going to give me a headache or whatever. So we got home sometime around like 4:30. I resumed work on the pages. I worked up until 6. And at that point, I was still not done yet. So I ended up getting off, and then Monica got off at 6:30. We ate dinner, and then we rested until 8, and then I went back on to finish pages 9 and 10. I ended up loading them with text at 8:40. I did confuse the Tumblr image layout. I had deleted page 8 because I updated it, but then once I reloaded page 8, it wouldn't let me load page 10, so I had to compile all of the pages together. I don't know if I had duplicates and I didn't realize it. All I know is that I couldn't get it to load 10 pages, so I ended up consolidating it early. So I don't have too much to do today. All I have to do is consolidate pages 10 and 11 together, and that's it. So yeah. I ended up printing out pages 11 and 12 in blue at 9:02, and then I did a little bit of line arting. I got off at like 9:30. I went straight to bed. I think I slept from 10 until 4:30, so that's about 6 to 7 hours. It's not a lot of time to be asleep. Even now, I feel like I probably should take a nap, but like I'm not really sure. So I got up to finish pages 11 and 12. I scanned the line art for page 11 at 5:40 and then page 12 at 5:56. Monica got up at like 6:28, and then I assembled and passed the pages off to her at 6:30. So I went to resume work on the script. I ended up finishing the script for chapter 112. I didn't print it out right away. I actually started working on a continuation of the scene in chapter 113, but it feels like there's a gap in the conversation, like an early gap in the conversation. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to buff up some of as in push up some of the dialogue if I have extra room. I really need to do the storyboard, but I haven't done it yet. So I did print it out though. So it is out. I just need to do it. So the last thing that happened before I ended up getting off was I realized that one of my old readers became a patron, which really surprised me because like I thought at this point, after 2 years of not getting any new patrons, that the last patron I got was in the end of 2018, and the last patron I lost was at the beginning of 2019. So I thought that was pretty much it for me. I didn't think that I would actually get another patron. It took like 2 fucking years to get another patron. So it's a $5 patron. So I think in total I'm bringing in about like $40. I'm not sure how long he's gonna stay. I don't want to like depend on him because I notice that people who usually give the least amount of money usually don't stick around. At least that's from what I noticed with Patreon. So I don't know. Other than that, I ended up getting tired and getting off at like 7:47. Monica also got off with me. So we were like, hey, let's go to the Walmart, at the Market Walmart on Ball Street over here and get more beans. Cause like we really love the black beans and we wanted to get more black beans. So, we did that. We ended up splitting up. I was trying to see if they had a section for any kitchen supplies because Monica it would really help her if we had like a big, bowl shaped strainer and we don't have one. And I couldn't find any, kitchen supplies there. All I could find was picnicking supply, which really confused me because I remember the Market Walmart in Stanton had it. So I'm like, what the hell? Okay, so she ended up getting 6 bags of beans. I think that's only gonna last us like a few weeks because like the beans take a while to make, but like they don't take too long to eat. And we were still trying to figure out how to incorporate them into our meals at the time. We also got bananas and we got hot dogs. So on the way back, we rested at the park for a second. We had some bananas, and then we got home at like 10. I resumed work on pages 11 and 12. Page 11 is almost done. I just have to do page 12. But I only got like halfway through that, and then I got exhausted. So I got off at like 11:36. And I rested up until lunchtime. We ate, and we ended up taking a shower. So this is where I am right now. So, I need to get references for Agnes's house for page 1 of the next chapter. And all I need is for like 2 panels, I believe, or maybe I need it for all 3 panels. I can't remember. The least I could do is just try to draw Harbor and Giselle in advance, so that way I could just place them into the environment when I'm like really confident in how the environment is shaped. I don't know. Other than that, what else is there? What else is there that I need to do besides that? I also need to catch up with specific panels that have like everybody in the scene and try to figure out like where everybody is in the scene and how to organize them so that way they're all seen at once. Warren's car is going to be in the shop, but I don't remember what kind of car he's supposed to have. I can't remember if I like randomly chose a specific car or if Warren actually has a super specific car. So I have to go looking into that. But I do know that Taggart and Vinder have a specific car, so I need to like remember to draw that later. Other than that, what else is there? I really, really wanted to work on 113 tomorrow, but like I'm gonna be too busy working on the pages to even think about it. I'm so excited. We're only like 2 more chapters until we go back on vacation again. Um, and as far as vacation goes, I only have like 1 extra ready. I have not actually planned out the extras for this next segment. I'm trying to determine if whether or not I had any like overflow ideas that never made it into the scenes, because I know that volume 11 has a lot of those, but I don't remember if volume 10 had them. So I need to get those out of the way. What else is there? I also want to try to crank out 113 and 14 and possibly 115, because like I want to get them out before we go on to break, because like we're gonna be like cramming through them generally over the next few days. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying not to be nervous about going back to the daylight environments, because like I feel like it was so easy to hide certain flaws in the artwork with the fact that it was night. But like I feel like the daylight scenes, yeah, it's a chance to really like show everyone's actual colors. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I'm trying to think. What else was there? No, nothing else is coming to mind as far as I can think of. As far as I know, we don't have anything planned for next week. I don't know if Monica has any appointments. It doesn't really seem so. And then we do laundry, like not next week, but next week. So during the last chapter. And I'm not sure if she has anything planned for September. I think she has a couple of medical appointments, and we don't know if the buses are still going to be free by that point. Because like if the buses are still free, we're going to be going on them like crazy. So we're going to have to see about that though. I feel like I love the buses now that I can just board them at any time that I want. I wonder when they're ever going to change this back. Obviously, sometime after the virus is no longer a problem, because the only reason why they're like this is because they don't want anyone breathing on or touching the driver. So the driver's blocked off, and because the driver's blocked off, people just get onto the back, and it doesn't matter if you have a card. Not really. I've been using the same bus pass for like the last 2 months. That's how much it doesn't matter. But like, I'm really wondering how on earth they're getting through this. I assume that they're surviving off of government money. I'm not really sure. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually all right. Then that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. So after I record audio, I rested until 2:40 p.m. and then I resumed work on pages 11 and 12. I finished the artwork at 4, and then we agreed that we needed to pick up some things at Vaughn. So I know that we definitely need lettuce. I'm trying to remember what else we got yesterday. So we ended up leaving. The problem is that the website I have been using to track the buses, rideschedules.com, for some reason couldn't give me the times where the buses were coming next. And I realized that it was like this on both my phone and the desktop version. And so the best thing we could possibly do was use I guess you could say it's like the routine schedule sheet to figure out when the buses were coming. And we would have to be like, okay, what time is it? What time is the next bus? Kind of thing. And like, I didn't trust it initially, so we ended up missing the first bus. It passed us by. Monica's like, see, I told you we should just went to the bus stop. So we walked all the way to Vaughn's. We got lettuce, onion powder, and then when we were leaving, that's when I checked it again, and I realized it was coming in like 2 minutes. And we sat there waiting for it to show up, and we actually thought it might have passed us, but like right when we were walking away, it showed up. So we didn't miss it. We arrived home at like 5:16, rested until 6, and then I went back on. I finished and loaded the pages with text at 6:30. And then I went straight to work on pages 1 and 2. So, I finished an empty panel I have on page 2, and then I drew the panels for page 1, and I printed it out. And while I was at it, page 3 was already done, so I ended up printing that out also. I ended up getting off at 7, and we went straight to bed, and I had a lot of weird dreams. I ended up waking up at 11, but I also woke up again at 2. So I was able to go back to sleep, but I hate those moments where I end up waking up in the middle of the night and I know that I'm like still half asleep. Whereas like I'm conscious, but I just dream of all these weird thoughts and they don't make any sense, and then I go back to sleep. Saturday morning I woke up at like 6:49. I went straight to work on updating my journals while Monica was busy making the beans. She was setting them for their 1 hour boiling session. I think she probably should have let them sit in the water a little bit longer, because we both acknowledged that the beans were semi-hard. Certain beans were hard, most of them were cooked. So yeah, I ended up putting the last of the to-do list in my journal, and then I switched over to my next journal, and she helped me out with that. She ended up drawing all the boxes for the to-do lists, and we were talking, and so I couldn't storyboard, so instead I was working on the character designs. I did Shasta and I redid Flora. I like this one better, but at the same time I'm a little worried about using it because it looks like it's like deliberately Asian style clothing, so I need to like see if I can find a different shirt pattern and probably make it look a little bit more Korean, because like it looks too Chinese. Oh yeah. So we ate beans as soon as they were done, and then as soon as we were done, I worked on the storyboard for chapter 112. This chapter has been a long time in the making, and like one thing I regretted immediately was not proofreading it before I printed it out, because there were just some scenes that felt like, even though I wanted these topics to come up, having them come up here and now felt very awkward. Like the scene where Shasta points out that him and Marie are both related to Pasha felt very wonky, so I cut it out. I think I'll bring it up later when like they have a chance to like think about him in private. And that it felt really wonky, so even though I ended up drawing it into the storyboard, I cut it out later. There was also what's his name? Loris made a comment about Flora, which didn't fit, so I removed it. Shasta and Marie kept interrupting Loris, so he kept repeating himself, and like I had to erase like the majority of that because I feel like it took away from the seriousness of the scene, and I ended up combining like 3 completely different speech bubbles together into one point, and everything more or less fit, and I actually had some space left over for the following scene. I had like a page, I think it's a solid page, so I could have added more to the scene with the woman who rented her out, as in the woman who rented out Fauna. So I didn't, but I could have. I ended up stopping it right there. So I haven't, when I was done, even though I went straight to the computer, all I did was fix the corrections I had in the script. I didn't actually like set up the actual pages straight from the storyboard, so I have to do that later. Other than that, oh my god, I couldn't believe how wonky it was, and like next time for the next chapter I definitely have to proofread it. I think logically speaking I could probably print out these chapters like with size 6 font, because like so far printing it out in size 7 font leaves me with some extra space, so I can go a little bit further. I don't know, I have to think about it though, because like I do appreciate being able to enlarge certain pictures, and I can only do that if I have a limited amount of pages that I've written for. So yeah. Other than that, I went back on at like 10:20. And as soon as I was done with the script, I went straight to line arting page 1. I completed it at 11:54. And by that point, I was so fucking exhausted. I was ready to go to sleep, but we had to eat lunch. So, like, Monica got up and she made lunch. We watched a bunch of videos, and then I got off at 1. We tried to walk for an hour, but, like, we ended up walking for only, like, 40 minutes, and we had like 20 minutes left of the hour-long walk we didn't get to cover. So we crashed, and we just woke up right now at 3:30. So this is what I need to do. I need to finish the liner for page 2. I think I kind of might as well get page 1 assembled, or I could either work on it tomorrow. It's either one of the two, because like she has a lot of coloring to do for page 2. And I think it'd just be easier if I do page 1, because the scene is Herbert and Giselle's house. So I don't know. I haven't even decided what colors they're going to be wearing for that. It has to be different colors than the first time they were seen in volume 2. We haven't seen them in such a long time. Okay, so the other thing I need to do, I need to finish the second page for Monday's pages. So that would be page 4, and I might just try to grind up from page 4 up to page 6 or something. I don't know. What else is there? Yeah, there's nothing else I could possibly think of that I need to do. I think like tomorrow is the 6th recording, and I have to edit audio again. So I'm a little bummed out about that, because like I usually can't work on the script on the second day when I'm doing the audio for that. So like not Sunday but Monday, because Monday I'm going to be doing whatever audio didn't get finished on Sunday. I won't be able to work on chapter 113. I can try to, but I'm not really sure if it's possible. So I might be a little bit late before I can finish that. But like from chapter 113 to 114, I think I solidly have all the material I need for that. And granted that I don't need anything else, it'll just switch into the conversation between Marie and Pasha, followed by the conversation with LaBelle and Agnes. So I hope it works out. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So after I record audio, I went back on at 3:45. I assembled page 1 and passed it off to Monica, and then I switched over to working on page 2. We stopped working at 5:20, and we left for Target at like 5:50. So we took the bus, and we found a plastic strainer for the beans. So that took care of that. We got back at 6:30, and then we rested. I fell asleep. I woke up sometime around like 11:10. I had a really scary dream, and I did not want to go back to sleep. So I ended up thinking, okay, well, I've already slept 6 hours today. I might as well just finish a liner for page 2 and finish listening to all the podcasts I had saved. So I scanned page 2 at 11:48, and I passed it off to Monica, assembled at 12:11. And then I took back page 1, which she was not finished with, and I finished it myself. So all the characters were colored in by 1:13 a.m. And I had demolished most of my watch later list. By that point, I had nothing else to watch. So I ended up stopping at like 1:22 after I got the background mostly colored. So I was hoping if I get this done early, I want to go and set up the drafts for chapter 112, because like I did the storyboard, but I didn't set up the draft. So I thought, okay, I'll do that. And then if I get done with that pretty quickly, I'm going to go straight to working on the script for chapter 113. So I went back to sleep, and then we both woke up at like 6:30. Monica and I got out of bed, and I went back to work on page 1, and she messed with the beans. She ended up cooking them for their hour-long simmer. So I finished the art for page 1 at 7:54, and I finished and loaded it to Tumblr at 8:30. So, she ended up stopping coloring page 2 to serve us beans, so we ate that for breakfast, and then I switched over to working on the chapter 112 drafts, and then once I was done with that, because that didn't take very long, I ended up resuming work on the script for chapter 113. I ended up stopping sometime around like 9:30. So this is the progress I got for that. I got through the rest of the conversation between Flora, Simon, Gin, and Warren with the woman who rented Fauna out to Pasha. She showed up sometime in, I think, volume 3. She was just there for that one episode. I need to come up with another outfit for her so she doesn't wear the same clothes every day. So, yeah. I left off with when she was leaving and Simon was going to talk to her privately. I know that conversation is not going to be too long, so I need to get that finished. I don't know if I'll be able to do it tomorrow, and then I can resume the conversation between Pasha and Loris in the continuation scene inside the house. Because, like, I didn't get to do that. I had to stop, like, before that scene. So, yeah, I'm, like, really concerned about getting that done. So, I didn't expect that the conversation with that woman was going to take, like, 2 fucking columns. Because, like, if it goes over 3 columns, I'm not going to have very much room for Pasha and Loris to talk about their feelings. They might end up talking about this subject longer than I wanted them to. So this time I'm going to see if I can get the chapter to fit in size 6 font, because like I usually try to do only 7 font so that way I can have excess so I can expand certain panels. But I want to see if I can go a little bit farther than that, just for the shits and giggles. Okay, so after that, Monica ended up getting off at like 9:50. She had some trouble coloring in page 2. For some reason, she went back to the first series to get everyone's colors instead of going back to the second series, because everybody's hair colors are different colors. For example, Shasta, I think Shasta's hair is extremely dark in the original, but like it's a lot lighter in the sequel. Same thing with Flora. Also, Marie's hair was supposed to be lighter, and Agnes's hair was supposed to be lighter. But in this version, Agnes's hair is darker, and Marie's hair is darker. And Marie needs to have the same hair color as Pasha, and Pasha has always had dark hair since the first chapter. And it's not that I wanted this; it's just that it ended up this way, because she usually goes by grayscaling my pictures without actually telling me these are the colors that she's chose. So I have to fight to make sure all the colors are consistent. And like I had a really hard time finishing page 2 because I had to fix all the hair colors. We realized that there was a problem by the time that we got to Harbor, because she couldn't remember Harbor's hair color. And I told her to go back. Don't go back to the first series. Go back to the second. The beginning of the sequel. And like I had to change it again, because even though that she chose a dark color, she chose a color that was way too dark. So I had to make it lighter, and I'm like, oh fucking god, I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So I'm thinking, I guess the best I can possibly do is give her the pictures, what everyone's colors are supposed to be. Oh, it's so frustrating. Not to mention that coloring in the backgrounds for daylight is a lot harder than it was the coloring at night. So I was working at the trees for much longer than I was for the night shots. So yeah, after that, Monica went back to bed. So I decided to walk around, listen to music, and sketch through pages 4 through 8. I got tired at page 9. I didn't get very far with it. So at 10:30, I ended up laying down. I didn't really sleep. I was thinking about Fuera's ending again. I ended up getting up sometime around 12. I went straight back to working on page 2, and then Monica got up at like 12:30 and she started making lunch. So we ate and we watched Digimon and Precure. So in Digimon, they weren't sure about the path that Ogremon told him to take, and Izzy ended up confirming that was the correct path. So now they're in this position where they have to split up into 2 groups, which makes me feel like, oh, I know what you're doing. You're just trying to set up the ships, aren't you? And then just tag on one of their characters. So I'm going to make this prediction. It's going to be Matt and Sora, which they already confirmed that he's going to be in the same team with her, and possibly Joe. I'm almost certain that Joe is going to be the 3rd character. Meanwhile, they're going to ship Izzy and Mimi again, and they're going to stick them with Ty, because I'm getting the impression by this point they're not going to separate Ty and Izzy again. So, I mean, my ideal scenario would be, what's it called, Sora, Matt, and Izzy, because I feel like Matt hasn't had very much chance to actually bond with Izzy, and you guys already know that I fucking ship Sora and Izzy like so fucking hard. I've shipped them since like the late 90s, so yeah. Ugh. Other than that, I don't know, I really don't like Mimi and Izzy. I didn't even know that they were supposed to be canon. They seems like such a weird pairing together. I'm like, he's too smart for her, and she's extremely dumb. And I guess that's supposed to be the punchline. I don't know. I can't believe she ended up ruining one of Joe's books. She threw it into like this miasma, and it got like dissolved. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. After that, we watched Precure, and this episode was all about the dog Latte, and she caught a regular cold suddenly out of nowhere, and she felt bad that everybody was helping her and she couldn't do anything back for them. And in the end, she tried to save them when they were fighting a windsock that got corrupted. And then her mother summoned the previous Precure, I think. I don't really understand. All I know is that she exists now, and it really seems like she's going to be the token 4th character. And the way that she arrived so far, it really felt like it's so abrupt, and I think it might actually ruin the story, which just sucks because this story was so good without her, and she needs to fucking serve. Ugh. I feel that maybe, I want to say she's early showing up, if you think about the actual timeline, but considering how much of the timeline we've lost so far, I was telling Monica, I wonder if they're actually going to go and try to do the full core for this Precure, or if they're going to be forced to cut out a certain segment of the plot, because it feels like that so far. And like, what's it called, earning and gaining the little perfume bottles hasn't been like a big deal, which I don't know. The only reason why I'm upset about this is because I really like this Precure. I really like these 3 characters. I don't want them to ruin it. Alrighty. So after that, we took a break at 1:40. We walked around for 40 minutes, and then we rested until 3. I fell asleep for a little bit. In fact, I'm tired right now because I had to force myself to wake up. Okay, so I ended up finishing page 1, and I loaded it to Tumblr and Patreon at 4. And then I printed out the draft for page 4 in blue at 4:17, and I got off. There's still stuff I need to do. We need to go out and get water, and we're probably going to do that between like 5, 6, and 7. It's usually the best time to go because the sun is usually down. And then also, this is the last recording, so I need to work on this audio when I get back. Not looking forward to that. I usually feel like it's so hard to rotate doing the audio and the pages. At least lately, it just feels like too much work. Is there anything else I need to talk about? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one.